Hello, Phil Swann here again with another quick episode of Together, connecting the well-being, good mental health and the hope that we have in the Christian message. One of the things that can happen to us when we're struggling with our thoughts and our emotions is we can find it very difficult to get round to doing the things that we know we need to do. Maybe it's paying a bill, or maybe even it's going to the shops, or sorting something out on the house or in the garden, or making that phone call, replying to that email or that text. The list can soon add up to the point where we can even find ourselves saying, well, I'm not sure I can even get out of bed today. These things can really grind us down and make us feel very negative about ourselves and life. So are there any things that we can think about to help us actually push through and do the things that we know we really ought to be doing? Yeah, I think there are. I want to very quickly raise four with you today. The first is recognize that this is going to be difficult. This is difficult. It isn't easy. When you feel low, or you feel afraid, or you feel anxious, actually getting on with many of the normal things that people take for granted can be very, very hard. So don't be hard on yourself. Make your starting point that this is a challenge. It may seem small to a lot of people, but to you it isn't, because your circumstances are different. So first of all, recognize that this is a challenge. And then secondly, start to make a plan. Focus on one thing at a time. If you think to yourself, for example, I really want to start getting out more and taking some exercise, well, make a plan for that. Say to yourself, I'm going to do this today and pick a time. Make a plan in your mind where you're going to go. Lay out your kit ready. Get everything ready and planned in your mind so that you can break through the barriers that are holding you back. It may not be exercise, it may be something a lot smaller, but make that plan. Fix a time in the day when you say, this is what I'm going to do. And then the third thing is to focus on the benefit that will come from this. Often when we put things off for a long time and then we find that we can actually do them, we get a great sense of achievement and relief, even if that thing is very small. But focus on that benefit. This is going to do you good, not just in terms of getting the job done, but it's going to make you feel better. Now, some people have problems with this. They feel like they somehow don't deserve to feel better. And there's that little voice inside, the inner critic, that can say some pretty awful things about us. Focusing on the benefit can help us quieten down that inner critic. The sense of achievement, the sense of accomplishment, all of those things, focus on them, the good that this will do you. And then hopefully when you've gone out and done whatever you needed to do that you were putting off for so long, make sure you debrief. Make sure you say to yourself, that was good. I did well there. I managed to do what I've been putting off for so long. And frame those in that positive way. Again, your inner critic may say some pretty dreadful things to you. Why didn't you do that earlier? That just shows how stupid you are or how lazy you are. You have to learn to push through those thoughts and focus on the reality of what has happened. Hey, you just achieved something. You did something that you wanted to do that for various reasons there were barriers to doing, and you did well. So focus in the debrief on the positive things. The only other thing I would say is that, well, for all our planning, for all our positive thinking, sometimes things don't work out. And if your plan doesn't come off and you don't get round to doing what you wanted to do, hey, that's life. But all you need to do is start the process again. And the more you start this process of recognizing this is hard, having a plan, focusing on the benefit, the more you engage in that cycle, the more likely you are to be able to get done what you want to do. Now, how does this fit with the Christian message? Well, there's a wonderful verse in the New Testament that tells us that when the time had fully come, God sent forth his Son, born of a virgin, born under law, to redeem those who were under law. And it's the reminder that there was a moment in time, in human history, when God did something. There were barriers to this, but not in the heart of God. His concern was for us. His love is ever for his people. And there came that point in our history and in time when he sent Jesus to become a man and live amongst us, and to be subject to all the restraints of time and life and all the hassles of living in our world. And he did that out of his deep compassion for us. Just as there needs to be a time when you break through and do the things you plan to do, there was a time when God broke into human history and did what he had planned to do in sending his Son to be our Saviour. Well, I trust you have a good day today and you stay safe. May God bless you.